Reality, it's an ambiguous concept. It's an individual's perception of environment and situations with their five senses. What that means is how you perceive it is how it is. So when we come to terms with that, we realize we, in fact, create our reality.
We create our own reality. We decide who we are and what we're gonna be. We create
All right. What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Leveled Up podcast with me, Mike Adler. I was brainstorming about different ideas for today's episode. I haven't used notes or anything. I kind of just like to think of a topic and then just hit record and start, riffing. I feel like that gives more of a natural presentation. It may not be the best, but as I said in the first episode, this is all brand new and it's gonna evolve a lot. I'm still finding my voice, still, getting everything dialed in. This is only the 5th episode. We have a long ways to go, but I was thinking, and I was gonna go with something more about like mindset and things, and then I realized that last week's episode was more about about positivity and a mindset sort of show. So I wanted to do something. I wanted to see how I was thinking how I could provide the most value to each and every one of you watching this. And I wanted to provide something tactical, something that you could actually apply, something that I've applied in my life that I know works and that I can give to you and you can start using today. It's something that it's essentially the basic structure and blueprint that I'll use with coaching clients. So I guess we just get right into it. A lot of people come when they first, are getting into, if someone reaches out to a coach, chances are it's because they want to get better in some part of their life, if not all of their life. They are on a personal development journey of their own, and they need guidance, and they want accountability. And so oftentimes, every time, we'll start with meeting people where they are. Everyone's at a different place in life, and some people might already have something dialed in where they don't need to focus on this part as much, but we always start with how are you doing with your fitness? How are you doing physically? Because your physical fitness and just how you're doing physically is going to impact every other aspect of your life. We are souls in a physical body with this beautiful mind that we've been gifted, but it's all tied together while we're here on this plane of existence. And it's very easy for people to neglect the physical aspect, especially when you're doing high level work that is very mental. You often neglect that. And even, I've done a lot of manual labor stuff. And even though I was doing manual labor, I was not, because I was doing manual labor, I was neglecting going to the gym and, my diet. So there's people just like how I was, where, you consider yourself decent shape, but it's very important to differentiate being kind of in shape versus having a routine of going to the gym and focusing on what you're putting in your body. It's very different, because you can be kind of in shape, but you're not, even though you're doing physical labor, you're not gaining the lessons that come from consistency in the gym. You see, the gym is much more than just go in there to lift heavy things and get big muscles. There's so much more to it, and really that's what has sparked me to really get into wanting to help other people better themselves, and like through coaching and whatnot. Because when I started on my fitness journey is when I really started to realize all the benefits that come out of going to the gym consistently and focusing on what you're putting in your body. It's all tied together, and it's a crucial first step to everything else that you want to do, is dialing in your fitness routine and your food intake. Often, more times than not, people are carrying a little more body fat than they should or would like to. And so it's either that, or rarely people are super skinny and can't put on weight. So the first thing that we do is dial in how much is your food intake and your gym routine. So if you're someone who has some weight to lose, or if you have weight to gain, you start at the same place. And that's with a total daily energy expenditure calculator. TDEE calculator. You can find these online. Just look up TDEE calculator on Google. It's going to pull up various different ones. They all do the same thing. But you're going to put in the information, your body weight, your height, your age, if you know your body fat percentage. And it's going to tell you how many calories you need to take in to maintain your current state. So if you're 180 pound male that's 6 foot tall, and you put all this information in there, it's going to tell you, you need to take in, I'm just guessing, somewhere around 2,700 calories per day to stay at 180 pounds and the same body fat percentage. So if you are someone who needs to lose fat, you need to be in what's called a caloric deficit. What that means is you need to be taking in less calories than your maintenance calories. And when you're taking in less than you need to maintain, your body's going to pull energy from other places, from your fat and also your muscle. And so if you need to lose weight, what you're going to want to do is subtract. You can start at 300, but 500 is a good number. If you take 500 calories away from your maintenance calories, you're going to lose fat. If you're trying to gain weight, add 500 calories to your maintenance calories. And that gives you an idea of, well, not an idea, it gives you exactly what you need to be taking in to hit your goal, whether it's losing body fat or gaining weight, which the other important part of this is coupling your calorie intake with resistance training. Because as I mentioned, if you're trying to lose body fat like most people need to in America, it's going to be pulling energy from not only your fat, but from your muscle as well. So if you're eating in a calorie deficit, you need to balance that with resistance training, because you need to be putting on muscle mass to counter your body taking energy from your muscles and your fat, so that the goal is for it to take away your fat and leave and even gain muscle. And the same, and then also obviously if you're trying to gain weight, you don't want to just gain fat, because that's not healthy, obviously. So whichever way you're going, you need to couple it with resistance training as well. Now, people will say, if you're losing weight, to do all this cardio. It's not necessarily true. You don't have to. But cardio is good for your heart. And it's a good thing to do. But you can still lose fat without running countless miles. If you just stay in a calorie deficit, you have to lose weight. Or you have to lose fat, sorry. Because if you're balancing it with resistance training and putting on muscle mass, you may not see a big change on the scale, because you're losing body fat, but you're gaining muscle, and so it balances out. You may stay around the same, but you're going to see your fat belly's going away, your love handles are going away, your abs are becoming visible. So it's crucial that you train as well. And if you're someone who is just starting out, I highly recommend don't just go to the gym and start doing things mindlessly. What I did, there's a amazing YouTube channel called Athlean X. Jeff Cavalier is a wonderful trainer. He's super knowledgeable. But when I was getting started, I knew that if I just, went to the gym and started doing whatever I thought I should do, that I would end up putting on too much weight too fast and doing things and just end up hurting myself. I just know myself. I'll try doing too much too fast and hurt myself. So I told myself, I'm in it for the long, this is the start of my lifelong fitness journey, so I'm gonna do it right. So what I did was I looked up workout routine for beginners or people getting back in the gym, and one of the videos from Jeff's YouTube channel popped up, and it was exactly that. It was a breakdown of, I think it came out to 3 months, a 3-month breakdown of what exercises to do with increasing in difficulty over time, and changing between days, changing exercises, all laid out. I just screenshotted, parts of the video that have the layout. So I highly recommend doing that. I can even put the link to the video in this video. So if you're just getting started, you can, I'll put the links actually to everything that I can in this video. I'll put a TDEE calculator in there. I'll put a link to this starting out workout routine. Because chances are, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say chances are if you are someone who is needing to lose body fat that you haven't been going to the gym, but then I thought of the people that I see at the gym. There's plenty of people I see going all the time that still have a bunch of body fat, and I'm not shaming them, but it's in order to get results, you need to have this balance of the nutrition side of the diet side and the workout side, because you can work out all you want, but if you don't know what you're doing on the diet side, you're just going to be fat at the gym. You may put on muscle, but you're not going to see any results, which is hopefully probably what you want. So, like I said, I found this video that it was a breakdown of it increased in difficulty over time. Like each exercise, it was like a level 1, 2, and 3. So month 1 is all level 1 stuff. Month 2 is level 2, and month 3 is level 3. And it's a 5 days out of the week thing. And I don't remember, but you could get it all done in like 30-40 minutes or something. But what it does is it gets you acclimated to, gets your muscles acclimated to being trained, as well as gets you used to the equipment in the gym. It starts out with like body weight stuff and some dumbbell stuff, and then graduates to machine and cable things, and goes from there. It just increases over time. But what it does is it builds a base, and you need a base before you really start pushing it in the gym, because that's how you prevent injuries. So that's what you need to do to get started, is figure out if you need to lose body fat or put on mass, and then adjust your calorie intake accordingly, plus 500 or minus 500 depending on your goal, and then couple that with a new training program, and start with this routine that I can only tell you what I did that was great for me. Maybe you're a seasoned lifter and you just need to get the diet side dialed in. If that's the case, then I would recommend switching from, I don't know what split you're doing in the gym, but switch to full body workouts. Because you could train full body and have more of a focus on different body parts each day, but still hitting every muscle group every day, because that also is going to, a lot of times you'll be doing like compound lifts, and that's going to activate more muscle groups, and that's going to burn more calories, which is probably what you're trying to do. Or it's also going to put on more muscle, which is also what you're trying to do. So in the beginning, when you're making this change, I recommend doing a 5-day full body workout split, and then focus on the calorie intake. The other part of this is, okay, I know I need to be taking in 500 less calories a day, but how am I supposed to do this? And that's where the next piece comes in. And you need to download the MyFitnessPal app. It's a free app, and it is such a great way to track your calorie intake. All you do is, you download it to your phone. You have to set up an account, a free account, and you have your food diary, your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and all you got to do is start entering in what you're eating each day. And in the beginning, especially when you're starting to do this, you're going to need a scale, because you need to weigh your portions to accurately put it in the app so that it can accurately count your calories as well as your macros. It has like every food in there because it's just like a database of everything that everyone puts in there. And so, in the beginning, start out and track everything. If you have a protein shake, you got to make sure you put that in there. However many scoops you use, track, how many ounces of rice or how many cups of rice, or like you're going to have to use measurements in the beginning. And then once you do it, consistently for a couple weeks, because you're going to go through pretty much every meal that you eat within a couple weeks. We all eat basically like 10 things over and over again, just in different variations. So you're going to start seeing a pattern of how much you put on your plate, and you're just going to know, like, that's a cup of this, that's 4 or 8 ounces of this, and it's just in the beginning you need to do it so you can get a feel for how much each of these things are, so that then you can put it in there, put it in the app without having to measure it. And then eventually, once you do it enough, you're gonna know. I mean, unless you're like competitive bodybuilding, which if that's the case, then just always track everything. But like, if you're just trying to, lose body fat and put on muscle, once you do this for an extended period of time, you're going to have a good idea of how many calories you are taking in. Like, you've done it enough to, like, if I eat these things every day, I know that I'm at 500 under my maintenance calories, so I'm gonna be losing that body fat. So MyFitnessPal, that's the name of the app. So this is all the first part of dialing in your body. Because your body and your mind as well as your spirit. But you got to be... The first part of your personal development journey is your fitness. Because once you dial in your food intake and you have a workout routine and you start seeing results, and you start, you're going to the gym consistently, you're going to start getting all the other positive lessons from having this sort of discipline. Because I know this sounds like work, and it is work, because to get better, it takes work. And that's why so many people remain mediocre, because no one wants to do work. But in order to level up, which is the goal of this podcast and hopefully you watching this, in order to level up, you need to put in the work necessary to do it. And so once you start seeing results, and you start you've remained disciplined and consistent, and you've been going to the gym, and you're realizing, the lessons from the gym, the patience that you need, but also the results that you get from your hard work, things that correlate to other aspects of your life. You're going to feel a sense of empowerment. You're going to feel a sense of confidence. You're going to feel stronger, not just physically, but also mentally. And that's what sparks the ability to hit the other things that you want to in your life, because you have this newfound strength and confidence and view on yourself, which is why it's all so important to start with the physical aspect. So then it's a matter of, so we met you where you were and implemented again the what you need to do to get your body right. Now it's a matter of, where do you want to go? Everybody has a different view of what success is in their eyes. Everyone has different goals. Everyone has a different image of their ideal life. So what we're going to do is write down your long-term, big picture goals, as well as take a moment to think about 1 year from now. If you had the best, perfect year of your life, what is it that you could say took place in those 12 months to make it the best year of your life? And make note of that, because those are the short-term things that you're going to want to implement in order to, start on the track to where you want to go. So you'll, get your goals written out and do this in a way that is very descriptive. I've found that in goal writing, it's important to be descriptive about what it is you want to achieve, because this helps paint the vision in your mind. And the clearer the vision is, the more you are destined to seek out what it is you want. If you are just, and this is part of like the law of attraction stuff too. The more descriptive you, because if you're just, say you want more money, you want a girl in your life, or a partner in your life, like, you may get those things, but they're not going to be what you want. And it's because you weren't descriptive enough about what it is you want. So get your goals written out, and then it's a matter of breaking down each goal into small actionable steps, things that you can do to move towards each goal on a daily basis. Small steps over time compound to get you to where you want to go. But it's so crucial to have your goals written out. I say it's like, I call goals like a road map. If you don't have your goals written out, you're basically just walking around aimlessly through life and expecting things to just change or go your way, when your mind has no idea what to pull you towards or pull towards you because you haven't clearly defined it. So you're just aimlessly walking around hoping things change, and that's just not how it works. It starts by clearly defining what it is that you want and then implementing action, which is where the small actionable steps come in. And between what I mentioned about the physical aspect and just the goal setting and small actionable steps, that's all you need to build the life that you want. Those two things. The hard part is, and this is the true reason people hire coaches, is the accountability aspect. You may know what to do. You know what to do now. Go do it. That's all the info you need. But the hard part is being accountable and holding yourself accountable. We oftentimes are able to hold ourselves accountable to other people much better. So that's why having someone in your corner who is not only rooting for your success, but also helping you past all of your limiting beliefs and helping you just figure out the things that it's very easy to look past when you're on your own. Asking the hard questions of yourself. Having someone like that in your corner accelerates the process. And that's what people ultimately are paying for, is to accelerate the process. But you very much can do this on your own, just with getting your body dialed in and clearly defining your goals and creating small actionable steps to take towards each one, and just doing that on your own. But when you have someone to answer to every week who's looking out for you and trying to get you to reach these goals, it puts a sense of pressure on. And then the other aspect too is when you are paying someone to help you, you've got skin in the game. When you put money up, it adds a whole sense of a whole layer of importance to actually doing this shit. I found that I want to help as many people as I can, but I found that helping people for free, it ends up they just don't put their all into it, because it's you have no skin in the game. You have to want it so bad in order to get where you want to go, that if you don't have if you don't have money in it, it makes it so much harder to truly care about it as much as you need to. It requires you to be focused. And when you have spent money on something, you want to get your value out of the money that you gave. So it forces you to, hopefully forces you to, care about it more. But there's people who have a lot of money who the money means nothing, and so they have the same problem as someone who doesn't put up any money or has no skin in the game. But that's the other part, the accountability. Whether you're accountable to yourself or to someone else, to regularly come back and check up on your progress towards each goal, and sort of, just even have benchmarks that you want to reach, and have, regular times that you come back and check in to see, am I making progress towards this goal? And if not, what do I have to adjust? Where am I lacking? And, adjust your plan accordingly. But it's just crucial that you have a plan and execute it, and continually make sure you're keeping your body dialed in and you're consistent in the gym, because as I said, those things are going to carry over into other parts of your life. You're going to realize, you're going to learn patience, because it does take time to build the body that you want, just like it takes time to build the business that you want. I've found that relating things back to fitness helps. It's just such a good analogy, because I'll find myself getting frustrated, like, why is it taking so long? And I have to think of it like going to the gym. Like, I just have to put the reps in consistently in order to get the result that I want. It's that's why it's so important, not just for your physical health, to stay consistent with your workout and your diet, but also to have something to compare your other parts of your life to, as to why, it's just the perfect analogy for so many other parts of life. So with these tools, you can build the life of your dreams. And as I mentioned, if you feel like, you have a hard time holding yourself accountable, that's what I'm here for. If you want one-on-one coaching, let me know. Reach out. And I'll help you get there. As I said, having someone in your corner who's helping you stay on track, holding you accountable, is going to accelerate the process. But you can do all this on your own as well. But follow those steps, and you have essentially the blueprint to a successful life. So do with it what you will. Hopefully that's valuable for you. And leave a comment on parts you like, parts you have questions about, and I'll see you next week on the Level Up podcast with me, Mike Adler. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Reality, we decide.